I feel like it's very unspoken, jealousy and friendship, very unspoken, but it's very real. It's like the competitiveness, the shadiness.
Shade.
I'm very cold turkey. Like, if the friendship doesn't work for me, I'm done with it.
One of the biggest red flags of friendships or jealousy is if they're putting you down or condescending to you in front of other people.
There's healthy competition.
Yeah.
And then there's like toxic competition.
I feel like envy is like healthy in a way, like
to an extent. The impact of jealousy on friendships is resentment.
Just pay attention. Notice the signs, notice the patterns.
Welcome to the Candidly Cozy podcast.
Grab your tea and let's get cozy.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Candidly Cozy podcast. I'm Emily.
And I'm Jolie. Here we have candid conversations about all things relatable, therapeutic, and empowering.
Tune in every Friday for our weekly cozy chats.
Yes, and of course, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like our videos on YouTube and Spotify. On Spotify, give us a 5-star review. And if you would like to see more of us, follow us on all our socials at Candidly Cozy Podcast. No dashes, no space, no underscores, at Candidly Cozy Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify.
Yep.
And if you're curious about any items or products we've been using or have mentioned, please check our description box below as we link everything for you guys, from what we wear, the materials we use to film the podcast, such as our mics, etc. We have everything down there for you below. Yeah, and guys, this episode is a milestone for us because it's our 20th episode.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
From where we started, from nothing to now. And some of our episodes are hitting 100 views, which is a milestone for us. I know it's not a big number for a lot of people, but for us, it's like a milestone, especially one of our recent episodes hit like 100 something views in a matter of like a week.
Yeah.
Which is big for us, which, we're really happy about because we put a lot of effort, love, and care into this podcast. And the fact that people are responding well to it, it makes us feel good. Yeah, and if you do love our podcast and you do enjoy it, please let us know. We do really appreciate your messages, your comments, whether you message us directly through Instagram, whether it's our personal Instagrams or the podcast Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, or you leave a comment. We appreciate everything.
Yes, thank you for so much support. And please comment, please talk to us. We'd love to chat. And we're very excited.
Yes, we're really excited. So this episode is not really a fun one. I know we've been
kind of is a little fun.
It's a fun, not really.
It's a fun topic.
To her, not to me. But I know we've been like filming a lot of like fun episodes lately. But I think it's like one that's like deserves to be talked about. And what's that episode, Emily?
So today we are talking about jealousy and friendships.
So we're going to talk about jealousy and friendships because I know I have mentioned that I had friends in the past I did felt like they were jealous of me for whatever reason. And I can cover some of that with you guys today. And Emily also has, I guess, her own experiences that she would love to share with you guys. And then I could talk about, we can talk about how to like manage it. Where does jealousy come from?
Yeah, we're going to talk about what it looks like, where it comes from, the impact it has on the friendship, the distinction between like a healthy type of jealousy versus a toxic jealousy. We're also going to talk about sort of the point of view of the person that is maybe experiencing the jealousy, and the point of view of the person maybe is the one that's being envied. We're also going to talk a little bit about jealousy and envy, because there is a distinction. They are used interchangeably, but there is a difference. And then we're also going to kind of share our own, experiences and stuff like that. But we're going to end with sort of how
to navigate it,
and like what can the outcome be, or like what steps you can do to like, I guess, prevent the jealousy.
I don't know if it's preventable though.
I think I have some ideas of like things you could do that could, maybe make it so that that's not the end result in your friendship.
I guess, but
you'll see.
Personally, I don't think it's preventable. I think like some people are just the jealous type and some people are not. And if you're friends with a jealous type, it can be hard to prevent sometimes.
Well, that's why
That's my
you got to
opinion.
do certain things at the
That's my
beginning of the
opinion.
relationship to make sure that doesn't end up happening.
I'm looking forward to see what you have up your sleeve when it comes to that, because it seems like you have like an idea
Mm-hmm.
on
I have
how
a
to
few
like
things,
navigate that.
few tips.
Yeah, but in my head I'm like, I can't think of a way. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We will see.
So
Let's
let's get
get
into
into it.
it.
So jealousy is like, it's a feeling. It's like a negative feeling of like what
Like,
you lack.
yeah,
Is
it's
it?
like a fear of loss.
Yeah, fear of loss. It's like when you focus a lot about like your loss and your lack.
Mm-hmm.
And you, okay, so you see someone has something and you focus on your lack of
Of
not
that.
having it. So
Yeah.
they have it, you don't have it, and you have like really negative feelings, and you ruminate on those negative feelings of you not having that thing.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it's a negative feeling. So you do have negative feelings, not necessarily for the person,
Mm-hmm.
but like I guess like it does manifest like in
Yeah.
many ways. The fact that you do like, I guess like really focus on not having the thing, even though like sometimes it's unconscious. It can be conscious or unconscious. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing about jealousy and envy as well.
So with envy, it's more of this desire for a gain. Like you're envious of maybe the clothes that somebody has, like
Like you want their
you
clothes.
want that. You're envious of materialistic things. You're envious of maybe the relationship somebody might have with someone.
Like you want that person for yourself
Yeah.
too.
It's more so you want something from that versus jealousy is you,
You're afraid of lack. It's like
yeah.
you focus more on the lack. Envy is like you focus more on the want.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I see it.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same. Like they can be interchangeable,
Yeah. A bit,
but
yeah.
yeah. So, but like when it comes to friendship, it does affect the friendship a lot. So
Yeah.
that's why we really want to talk about it
Yes.
today.
So in terms of friendship, I feel like it's very unspoken, jealousy and friendship, very unspoken, but it's very real. Like it's something
I
that,
experienced it many times.
yeah, it's something that you're not saying that you yourself are going to experience, but it's definitely something that people experience. And basically, we want to talk about like sort of like the understanding of what jealousy and friendship is. So, in terms of jealousy, like what does it look like?
Can look like many things. It manifests
Yeah.
in many ways. There's like a lot of signs
Yeah.
where a friend can be jealous of you. And like before, like like share some of these signs. A lot of the times, like, well, that's like my experience. A lot of the times, like you as a friend who's being like, you as a friend who has someone who's jealous of you like to think like, oh, how could they be jealous of me? Like they love me, I'm close to them, there's nothing to be jealous of and whatnot. So like when it comes to these signs, like please be aware of them. Don't be delulu. And just these are just things to be aware of, and these are like not because it just because you see some of these signs does that necessarily means the person's jealous of you? No, but it's something to definitely be aware of,
Yeah.
because jealousy and friendship can also be really dangerous.
Yeah.
So here are some signs that are general and I have experienced when it comes to jealousy and friendship. So the obvious one, backhanded compliments. Another one that's really obvious for me that I experienced, but I don't think a lot of people are aware of, is like when your friends are not giving you compliments. For example, it's like a random example. Let's say it's your birthday, and on your birthday you hire a makeup artist, a hair artist, a stylist, and like you look really really good, and you go to your birthday party, and all your friends are telling you how amazing you look, how beautiful, but you have that one friend who never mentions anything to you. Yeah, so be aware of that. Or like
Yeah.
someone who doesn't congratulate you for certain things. Let's say you
Yeah.
just get a
Yeah.
degree, and all they care about is like wanting to hear about your gossip, your chisme, but never congratulates you. But you're aware that they're aware that you just graduated.
Yeah.
So that's like another sign. Other signs, like they can push you away, which is like a more vague sign, because like someone pushing you away can have like many reasons. There are many reasons why someone might push you away, but it could be a sign of jealousy.
Yeah.
Another sign of jealousy that I notice a lot. So let's say you're in a friend group, but within that friend group, there's you and someone who are really, really close. And I realize the more that person gets jealous of you, the more they kind of like push you away and get really, really close with someone else. But yeah, I know like things change, people change, relationship change. So like I said, like just because certain these things happen doesn't necessarily means the person's jealous of you, but these are like some signs that someone might be jealous of
Yeah.
you. Ooh, another big sign is like projection. Like they project their negativity on you. And
Mm-hmm.
another sign is like negativity. So let's say, for example, you want to change your career path. Let's say the path you want to pursue is like a non-traditional path. And then they project on you like, oh, you're not going to be successful. Oh, you're not going to have money. Oh, you're going to quit. Oh, you're going to like go back to your regular 9 to 5 after that. That's jealousy, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably because like they wanted to pursue that path too, but they didn't for whatever reason. So they want to like discourage you. Yeah, another sign is like they discourage you with certain things, some of your goals and
Yeah.
whatnot.
So it's kind of like they're envious of your success. They're envious of your new friendships. They're envious of your romantic relationships. They're envious of your opportunities. It's this idea that sometimes it may not always be too obvious.
Yeah.
It could be very subtle. It could be very passive. It could be passive aggressive.
Yeah, passive
But
aggressive
it's
is a
like
big one.
this resentment. It's the subtle like jokes, like she said. It's like the
Shade.
competitiveness,
Yeah,
the
competitiveness,
shadiness.
shade,
It's like
negativity.
all signs that you will probably see.
Yeah, if you feel drained from
Yeah.
being around that person, that's a huge sign. That's a red flag, like for friendship. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
period.
think a friend should make you feel like you're running on empty.
Yeah, no, it's really bad. Like for me, negative people drain me. So let's say I say something positive to them, something positive in my life, and they always have like a negative rebuttal, like a
Yeah.
negative thing. Like to me, that's a red flag. And for me, one of the biggest red flags of friendships or jealousy is if they're putting you down or condescending to you in front of other people.
Oh yeah.
I know on social media they call that pick me. When
Really?
like yeah, so pick me is like a girl who puts other girls down for men's validation.
What?
Yeah, a girl who does anything for men's validation, a man's attention. Well, that's social media talk. But like someone like let's
Yeah.
say you're in public and she throws a low blow at you. Yeah, low blow is like a red flag. Or like she mentioned something that's like you confided to her in private, in public.
I feel like that's
No.
even worse than jealousy. I feel like that's someone that doesn't really actually like you.
A lot of the times when someone's jealous of you, they don't like you.
Oh my god.
That's my experience. But like sometimes it can be subtle. Sometimes like people might have little jealousy. So sometimes they just jealousy, like they're jealous of your career or something. But like there's some people they just don't like you. They're just because they're so jealous they end up not liking you.
It's sad.
And yeah, and some people can be jealous of things you wouldn't even think about. Some people can be jealous of your personality. Some people could be jealous, yeah.
Well, I mean, I in a kind of in a sense I kind of get that, but not to like the extreme of like I could be jealous of like because I'm an introvert, very much an introvert, very much like to myself, very much very shy, like social anxiety type of thing. Like I'm quiet, all that kind of stuff. So I could be jealous or like a little envious almost of like someone who maybe is a little bit more out there, a little bit more comfortable, like confident. But I feel like that's different from the jealousy of a friend.
Well, there's different types of jealousy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, there's
That's like a healthy kind of jealousy.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about like healthy
in
jealousy.
a way. That's kind of like a healthy jealousy.
Yeah, another big one is like copycats. If they're copying what you do,
I find that to be very, very weird.
Yeah,
Very weird.
There's a quote that says like, what is it? Something like if someone copies you, it's like should be like a compliment, something like that. I forgot what that quote exactly says, but like for me, that's like a red flag because it's kind of like it leads towards like competition at the same time too.
Well, I thought copying when I said like that's weird in sense of like they copy like your hairstyle, they copy like your clothing, like
that's what I meant. Yeah,
that's kind of creepy.
Yeah, and they copy other
that's
things
like an
too.
obsession almost.
Like if you're doing this, they do this. If you're trying this, they try that.
They try to one up you.
Yeah, it's like competition as well.
Yeah, that's definitely competition. Yeah, and that's like definitely not something. There's healthy competition.
Yeah.
And then there's like toxic competition, and that's definitely not a good competition to have.
No, I agree. But yeah, that's another sign. So watch out for some of these signs. And if you have like if there are any signs that we missed, please
let us know. What are the signs? I'm sure there's a lot more examples of like what it looks like Because I'm pretty sure not everyone has experienced the same signs.
Yeah, no, I agree. And like with our experiences with jealousy, like I mentioned, like I've experienced jealousy in the past, like way back when, not as of recent for the past few years. But when we talked briefly before filming this podcast, you said you haven't deal with
No,
jealousy much, like friendship
I've
jealousy.
kept my circle very small.
So that makes sense. And
And
you're picky.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I've never really had a situation where I've had a friend that I was jealous of or that was jealous of me. Like,
What about healthy jealousy?
I don't even think so. Like,
Or like a
no,
colleague? Doesn't
no.
have to be a friend, like colleague.
Colleague? No.
Family members, like cousins, because that's a thing. Cousins being jealous of cousins. You have a lot of cousins.
I do, but I don't think I'm like, I've ever been jealous or envious
Have
of anything.
they been jealous of you or envious
I
of
don't know.
you?
No one's told me. But I don't think that I have because I'm just very in tune with me, myself,
So you
and
just
like,
focus in your own world.
but I also know like what someone has isn't necessarily maybe what I would want to have. Whether that be like the friendships or the relationships or the success or like the opportunities. Like, there are certain things that I don't necessarily really care for. So in those cases, I'm not experiencing jealousy with a friend or a cousin or anything like that, a coworker. Like, I'm good. I'm just very I'm on a different track, you know? So
So
yeah, no, I've
you
never
don't
experienced a
notice.
jealousy. I feel like you will definitely give a lot more input into it with your like own personal experiences, but me myself personally, I don't really think so. Like, the
That's
things that I
great.
could be jealous of, it's like I'm really not though, because they're just not me.
What about social media? Have you been jealous of like people you see on social media?
I guess in that sense, because I find that like jealousy in terms of like where it comes from, like we already discussed like what it looks like, what are like the signs, like what to look for. But where it comes from, one big factor is social media through the comparison culture.
Yeah.
You know? To that, yes, I've fallen into that, but more so into the sense of like I see like the grand houses and like the trips and like the freaking like room size closets, like that kind of stuff that I'm just like, oh man, I wish I had that, or oh, I
So
wish I was
then you feel
traveling a lot.
envious.
It's more of like that. I guess that's the envious, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like envy is like healthy in a way, like
To an extent,
to an extent,
yes.
as long as like it's not personalized. I feel like if it's not like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
just envy of this person, but not really. Like I could be like, I'm envious. I could be like, ooh, I love their car. I aspire to have that car. For me, like that's healthy. Like if you use it as aspiration, if you use it as motivation,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like not hating the person, not having negative feelings for the person about it.
Yeah.
So when you have negative feelings for the person, that's when it's like,
That's kind of
no,
like where like
toxic.
the insecurity aspect of where it comes from plays. Like the insecurity of you maybe not feeling like you're good enough, or the insecurity of like you fear that like maybe you might be losing them, or like the negative emotions of sort of you're very like your self-esteem, like you're very like low in your self-esteem, so you feel the need to like claw into that person's like life, you
Yeah.
know? So
No,
yeah.
yeah, I agree. So I'm gonna like talk a little bit about like the jealousy I have experienced in my life from
Mhm.
others.
Mhm.
And probably like, and I kind of like touch a little bit of like the jealousy I have felt
Mhm.
for other people, or like the envy, because I'm not perfect, I'm human too.
Yeah.
But for in general, I'm not a jealous person. I don't consider myself a jealous person. It's not like me saying like, oh, I'm better than everyone or whatnot. No. If I am envious of someone, it's not like I'm envious of them. I'm envious of like something that I feel aligned to, or like I like, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me aspire to that. Let me have that as my goal. Let me
Mhm.
have that being my motivation. For me, I see them as like, if they can do it, I can do it too.
Mhm.
So it's like in a more positive way. I don't look at them and feel negative. Like,
Yeah, you've always
yeah,
had like a growth kind of mindset.
yeah, like a growth mindset.
Yeah.
So like for me, like yeah, I have been jealous of like influencers on social media or
Yeah.
whatnot, because I wanted to be an influencer once upon a time too. So I look at them like envious. I'm like, okay, you know what? They achieved this. I want to achieve this too.
And you always see like the high
Mm-hmm.
points of their like success. So you
Yeah,
kind of
it's the
you
highlights
fall
on social
into
media.
like the highlights of like their
Mm-hmm.
success, the highlights of their career, and you fall into the comparison regardless
Yeah,
because you're always shown all the good
yeah.
that you kind of like, oh, I want that fortune.
Yeah, but you have to be realistic with yourself. Like, okay, they probably been doing it for 10 years. Meanwhile, I just started.
Yeah.
Oh, they probably have connections that I don't have. They're probably a Nepo baby. They probably were born rich.
Or in the case of like a friendship, maybe you have a friend who maybe has like I feel like certain people you have certain characteristics or personalities that make you more susceptible to certain things. Like you might have a friend who's very much more charismatic and like friendly and out there and maybe they're very big on social media and you're someone who's like kind of like me, like you're more introverted, you're more shy, you're more like private and you're trying to kind of maybe also go into social media. So it's like the jealousy might come up in that because you see that there's like an unspoken competition of like their success versus your own,
Yeah,
or the comparison of looking at their success versus your own. You know, it's like where it comes from can be many different factors.
yeah. No, yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not really a jealous or envious person, but the more recent, I guess, like experiences of like jealousy I had or have, like I had, so like that was like probably like a couple years ago. It's like with career wise.
Yeah.
So like the jealousy I would feel is like when, let's say, career wise, like I was in school with someone, we're on the same level on everything. We're in the
But
same
they're getting all the
classes. Yes,
internships.
we have the same grades. We have the same experiences. Our resumes look identical.
Yeah.
However, and like we have the same goals. However, for whatever reason, they're doing so much better than me. Like they're getting the internships, they're getting the jobs, they're
Yeah.
getting the interviews, and like we're putting the same efforts.
Yeah.
Sometimes I put even way more effort compared to that person, and like it's a fact that I know like these are people that I know like where they are, where we started at the same level, same place. So that's when I feel jealousy when I'm like, okay, what is she doing that I'm not doing? What is he doing that I'm not doing? What does he have that I don't have? Because obviously there's a difference in like how like opportunities come to them
Yeah.
versus me. And like, and it's like not something like I like to admit myself, but like
Mhm.
even like I had colleagues or friends that where we had like similar goals and whatnot, and like they're doing amazing, and I love that for
Yeah.
them. But like for me, I'm like, okay, I'm like way behind. It's not like me comparing myself to them. It's just like we started at the same level, so like we're supposed to like, but like it is life. Like everyone like has their own like
Mhm.
pace and own level. But like what got me at peace with that, like I said, like I had those feelings probably a couple years ago. What got me at peace with that is like me realizing that we all have our own path in life.
Yeah.
We all have our own like luck and opportunities in life.
Mhm. Our
And
own skills.
yeah, own skills. And I had to like, well, that's like something different, but like another reason that got me in peace with that is that I realized like the path that I wanted, like me and like these people wanted at the time, that's the path I wanted. But now I'm like, whoa, that's not really what I
Yeah.
actually wanted. Like now I want like a
Yeah.
whole different path. Now I'm on a whole different path. I'm on my own path. And I'm like, there's nothing to be jealous of. Like, yeah, we started the same place. We had those experiences together, but it's
Mhm.
fine. Like they end up having that experience and I end up having this experience.
Mhm.
And it's perfectly fine because everyone has their own story to tell and everyone's story is different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna talk about jealousy with other people towards me, which like that's most of my experience with jealousy.
Mhm.
And for me, that's like mostly like when I was like younger, like in high school, middle school, college. That's when I experienced a lot of jealousy because unlike Emily, who she focused a lot on like quality of friendships,
Mhm.
it's not like I focus on that, but like I make friends easily. So I had like the quantity was not a
Mhm.
problem for me. So I had a lot of friends. I was, I guess, close to a lot of people. However, a lot of these people were not great people. So I wasn't really, when I was younger, like I did not vet my friends. Like the idea of like picking and choosing your friendships, like that idea did
Yeah.
not exist to me. It's just like I'm just a really friendly person. So I make friends really easily.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like a lot of the times, these people are not great people. And I had to learn that the hard way. So like in high school, I had people jealous of me. Even like my some of like my best friends were jealous of me in like many ways. Like people in college were jealous of me in many ways. And the thing about jealousy, it doesn't like the person would never admit to you that they're jealous.
Yeah.
It's just like,
they're not gonna be like, oh hey, I'm jealous of you.
yeah, no, never. So it's just like signs that you have to pay attention to. But
Subtle things.
yeah, subtle things. But one thing you have to pay attention to with like signs is like the pattern. If it's a pattern, they're jealous of you. If like it's constant, like repeated,
Yeah.
then they're jealous of you. Because yeah, people do have bad days. People like, are down where they can be mean.
Yeah.
Hurt people. Yeah, it does happen. But if like it's like a constant thing,
yeah,
it's bad.
And it's directed towards you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the thing is, like at the time, the reason why I didn't realize like a lot of people were like, well, a lot of these fake friends were jealous of me, is because at the time, like I guess I was humble. I'm like, why would they be jealous of me for? Like I don't have something for them to be jealous of. But people can be jealous of you for different reasons, so many different reasons. Yeah. So it's not only like the obvious things, like let's say your success, money, romance, things like that. Mm-hmm. People can be jealous of you for other reasons that you don't even think about. And that was a lot of the time the case for me. So yeah, so that's like a lot of my experience with jealousy.
So what would you say was the impact of that jealousy on those friendships?
Impact. So like a lot of times, so like my impact on my side, I cut them off. Mm-hmm. Because there's always something that happened where I'm just like, okay, I can't do this, and I just cut them off.
What was it that like before you would cut them off? What was it that like you were like catching like hints of?
Well, like as they're jealous, the thing is like it just doesn't stop there. It just keeps adding up, and they started acting weird towards me. Yeah, they started acting really resentful towards me.
It's like a trend online I've been seeing where it's like, if you start acting weird towards me, I'm cutting you off.
Yeah, it's them. It's not really me. Yeah. Like I noticed the little things. Yeah. But like I stayed being a good friend, but I noticed they are acting weird. And then like the thing about like jealousy, it starts out small. Yeah. And then like the signs keep getting bigger and bigger. Like pay attention to the patterns, guys. Yeah. And then it gets to a point where just like I feel resentful because I'm like, whoa, you're acting so weird towards me. Like you're doing a lot of these negative things. You're so negative. You're so this. You're so that. And it got to a point where I feel uncomfortable with them. But at that point, they're acting really weird, like disrespectful, mean, or whatever.
Yeah, I think definitely some aspects of like the impact of jealousy on friendships is resentment. Yeah. You start seeing a lot of that. You start seeing a lot of gossip. You got like betrayal that's happening. There's like tension, like you said, like it's like a weird lot of tension. It could be weird, or there could be some tension in there. There could be some like emotional distance happening.
Yeah, a lot of emotional distance, like, or like fights.
You notice like a shift from like how it used to be to how it's like becoming now. Yeah. It's also like the support and maybe like the connection that there used to be, like that's just like gone.
It's gone. Yeah.
And you can like really like realize like that's not there anymore.
It got to a point where you realize that person doesn't want good for you. They want bad for you, and they want to celebrate the bad for you. Yeah. Where they ask you questions about your life, where like they're looking for like negative things for you to say.
And that in turn makes you like suppress how you maybe really feel, or suppress like what you really want to say. Yeah. Because you're like out of the fear of like how they're gonna flip that.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, over time you're gonna realize it. Like it starts small, but like it builds, and it gets to a point when it's like it like hits me. I'm like, oh wow, that person has like really negative feelings towards me. That person's really jealous and envious of me. Yeah. Like for me, like I don't try to fix it. Yeah. I just cut them off.
And that's like the perfect example of like toxic jealousy. Yeah. Where that jealousy is destructive to the friendship.
Yeah. Because that person's not gonna change.
And it's not like they're not like saying it like as it is. It's very like unexpressed, that toxic jealousy, versus when you have like a healthy type of jealousy where you can kind of like communicate, like let's say career wise, like you're doing your thing, I kind of want to be there, instead of me, with my little hating or my little shadiness or my weirdness towards you, you can kind of like see me, maybe
you can mentor you.
Exactly. Yeah. Communicate.
Yeah, communicate. Like that's how I see my mentors. When I look at my mentors, I'm like, wow, you're doing amazing. I want to be like you. Yeah. But like I really admire like what you have to share with me, your advice and whatnot. I respect you. At the end of the day, I don't have any ill feelings or anything. Like if like let's say my mentor is like succeeding at something, I just tell them congratulations. Yeah. I celebrate with them. But like with jealousy, like it's very negative.
Yeah, and there's no growth in that.
There's no
There's
growth.
no
Yeah,
growth in a
no.
toxic jealousy. There's growth in a healthy jealousy,
Yeah.
you know? But when it's like all the negative things and it's like just toxic, it's just not, it doesn't create anything good.
Yeah. And for me personally, I don't mind. Let's say I have something and someone asks me, how do you get that?
Yeah.
I actually don't mind. I'll tell you. I'm not gonna gatekeep. Like, let's say like I've done my hair a certain way, and you're like, oh wow, I love your hair. How do I get that? My hair is like, let's say like, I was able to bring my hair back to life after it was damaged and looks amazing. And someone's like, oh wow, my hair is damaged right now. I love your hair. I want to have your hair. How do I get that? Oh, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like more than happy to help you out. I'm more than
Yeah.
happy to like tell you like, hey girl, this is what I did. This is what I use and whatnot. Like I don't mind. But like once like you're being negative, passive aggressive, and it adds up. And for me, like I realized like in my experience, like once you get to that point, that person's not gonna change. The person's view of you and feelings of you does not
It has
change.
completely like shifted.
Yeah, tinted. Yeah, it's like all negative. Like I have people in mind thinking about that. But
Mm-hmm.
however, like they're like I said, like most of the time the person's not gonna change. The friendship just it's just gonna go down from there. But however, we always say like people change. Some people change for the better, and some people change for the worse. For the most part, people
Yeah.
change for the worse. However, like I do have like I guess like a couple friends, like probably one or two in mind, who I knew were jealous of me in the past, but now like our friendship is like so much different.
Mm-hmm.
Like I realized they shifted their jealousy because I like these are people I know like they done some self work,
Yeah.
they've done some self reflection,
Yeah.
and I never really talked to them about it, but like I noticed the energy flip. And now like me and these people are like really close, and like I
Yeah.
said, it's like only like one or two people. So like for me, like once I noticed jealousy, like I cut them off. But like I haven't experienced jealousy. My friendships for the past, I guess, like 5 years, which is great. So I'm happy and I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
But before that, it was awful. So like I wasn't picky about my friends, so that was my fault. I had like too many people, bad people around me, and at the time, like I had the mindset of, like, oh, like maybe I'm overthinking it. Oh, maybe they're just having a bad day. How could they be jealous of me? No, you have to protect your peace at all times.
Yeah.
If you feel like someone's bothering your peace, someone might be jealous of you, really think about it. And if you have to cut them off, cut them off. Don't think of yourself like, oh, this is too good to be true. Just pay attention. Pay
Yeah.
attention, notice the signs, notice the patterns. Also, like experience jealousy with family members.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you can experience jealousy with literally anyone. You can
Yeah.
even be jealous of the person like that you see at the supermarket, complete stranger,
Yeah, that's true. I
and you can
experienced
experience some form of jealousy.
yeah, I experienced it. No, it's not like me jealous of them, they're jealous of me. Or like I
Mm-hmm.
experienced jealousy with coworkers. It's like them jealous of me, not me
Yeah,
jealous of them. Like I said, I'm not really a jealous person, so it's not
yeah.
common for me at all.
Now that we've kind of discussed like what it is, where it comes from, like
Our
the
experiences.
differences between like the healthy type and like the very bad type of jealousy,
Mm-hmm.
let's kind of dive into like the point of view of each person, which you kind of touched upon already before,
Mm-hmm.
but let's like talk about it a little bit more. So like let's look into like the people that are maybe feeling the jealousy. So I'm going to flip it on you. Not the people that have been jealous of you, but like you yourself are feeling the jealousy. Like what does that look like? What is that maybe? What is like the mentality of that? So I feel like one thing that they could be asking themselves, if you want to like, if you're the person that's feeling jealous, one thing that you could be telling or asking yourself is, what is it that this feeling of this jealousy is trying to tell me? Like what is it
Mm-hmm.
trying to show me? Maybe it's, because you're jealous of like someone's success, so maybe career wise, shift your career, like maybe that's your way of saying like, where I am right now, I'm not happy and I kind of want to be where she is or where they are going. You know what I'm trying to say?
No, yeah, I know what you're
Like
saying.
try to like understand why you're feeling that way.
There's a law of attraction, like, well, like I guess the law of attraction community say something like if you're jealous of something or envious of something, is because in another timeline you have that thing. So like
Mm.
it's because like you feel like you deserve it and you need it, but you
Mm-hmm.
realize in your timeline currently you don't have it. So like when you look at someone
That's
having it, you're
interesting.
like, oh, like I feel like I should have had that.
Yeah, I like that. That's interesting. That's like a positive spin on it.
Yeah, I like that too because I can look at it. I'm like, oh, if they can have it, I can have it. Like, how can I have
Yeah.
it? What did they do to have it? So for me, I cannot tell you exactly like what the mindset of a jealous person is or like negatively, but I can tell you like my mindset personally.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, like the experiences I had where I have been jealous is like where like I feel like me and that person are like equal on like certain ways,
Mm-hmm.
and they get something that I didn't get, and I'm like, okay, what do they have that I don't have? Because it gets me thinking. Because they, for me to be jealous, like I know like me and that person are, like on the same level on like certain ways. So
So like you're being
mm,
intuitive.
yeah, kind of. So
Yeah.
I'm like, why did they get that and I don't get it? Because like I know like my effort, I know what I put in. So how like in their effort to get this, and me, I put the same amount of effort or way more, and I'm not getting this. That's when I start like
Mm-hmm.
thinking about it and being like, I'm not really a jealous person. So like my
Yeah.
first thought is not being jealous of the person. My
Yeah.
first thought is like, okay, what am I doing wrong? How can I fix it? How can I improve? Let me try something new. And after a while, then I'm like, okay, what do they have that I don't have?
Mm-hmm.
So it takes me a while to get there.
So it's almost like you, as a person feeling the jealousy, instead of falling into the comparison
Mm-hmm.
mindset, you kind of fall into curiosity, where
Yeah,
you want to learn, where
yeah,
you
pretty
want
much.
to improve, where you want to aspire
Yeah, that's
to
me
be
pretty much.
something or do something.
Yeah, that's me pretty much. I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
You got to kind of like shift that mindset a bit.
Yeah,
And I think within that, you got to kind of practice like gratitude, you know?
it's kind of hard to practice gratitude when you're in that mindset
Well, no, when you're shifting that mindset,
of
you got to
shifting it.
practice
Yeah.
gratitude. You got to practice like self validation and
Mm-hmm.
like, have affirmations of like yourself. Cause I feel like when you fall into jealousy, you kind of lose a bit of yourself and you're
Mm-hmm.
very like unsure, you're very insecure.
Yeah, for me, I don't really stay there because, like, with my mindset, like, I go many other directions.
Yeah.
So, like, even if I'm jealous, I don't stay there because, like, sometimes, like, let's say, like, I want something that that person has, like, career wise. Like, we start at the same level. We have, like, our resumes look practically the same, but they're getting certain opportunities, but I don't. But I have the mindset of, like, many roads lead to Rome. So, like, hey, they might take that path and that works for them, and I take the same path and that did not work for me. However, there
Mm-hmm.
are other paths that I can take where I
Mm-hmm.
can end up in the same position as well.
Mm-hmm.
So like, my brain goes many other places before. Like, so my brain doesn't stay like, oh, okay, what's wrong with me? Da, 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 da. Like, if it's like, let's say like for me, like I guess like that's why like I guess I did experience jealousy for the past like I guess like 2 years ago, is because it was like a really really tough time in my life because like I was like putting a lot of effort for a long period of time and
Mm-hmm.
was not getting results. So after a
Mm-hmm.
while, guys, you get defeated. So for
Mm-hmm.
me, like I'll get defeated first before I just stay in a jealous state of mind.
Yeah.
And I don't get defeated easily. So it takes a while for that to happen. But I guess like for someone being jealous, it's probably like they see someone having something, but you think you can't get it.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't think like how you can get it. Like what other path you can take to get it. Or like why that person has it. Maybe that person has the right connects. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
that person is a nepo baby. Maybe that person has certain experiences that you don't have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I think like when it comes to jealousy, you just like see the person having something that you want or you don't have, and you just have negative feelings, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I just don't stop there. I'm like, okay, how can I get there? Like, yeah, that path worked for them. Okay, what other paths work for me? And like what I tend to do too that helps me too, I try to find like role models that are like more similar to me. So like, hey, like that path worked for that person, but it didn't work for me. How about I found a role model who's really similar to me that end up successful?
Mm-hmm.
Because if they can end up being successful and they're really similar to me or were similar to me, that means like I could be successful too.
Yeah.
So that's my mindset.
And then thinking about the people that are the ones that are being envied, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like you almost have to just like recognize the tension that is happening. You almost have to like, in some cases you have to withdraw from that. You have
Yeah.
to cut the person off.
I did all of the
Sometimes,
above.
yeah, sometimes you can only take so much
Mm-hmm.
of like the throws and stuff, and like sometimes the comments and the aggressiveness and the passive aggressiveness, it's too much.
Yeah.
I think also a good thing is to just have boundaries. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
we had a whole episode talking about boundaries and like what they are, what it means, and like, you know, the types of boundaries that you can have, and how like relationships, depending on the type of relationship, you're going to have boundaries also. So I think if you're the person that's being envied, you need to set boundaries. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes that just means you're going to just end up losing that friend, but you're losing the friend that was kind of causing the chaos, you know? So it's almost like, is it really a loss?
Yeah.
You
I know
know?
we're talking about jealousy in friendships,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes you can experience jealousy from like people you would not expect. Because it's so I hear stories of like jealousy where like a mother is jealous of their daughter,
Yeah.
or like siblings being jealous of each other,
Yeah.
or like spouses being jealous of each other,
There's
or
jealousy everywhere.
yeah, like best friends. So like with these situations, it's like I guess it's a little more complicated
Yeah.
to navigate. So that's why I'm like so curious to hear like what do you have in mind, like how to navigate all this, because I'm sure it's gonna
So,
help with friendship a lot.
yeah, so some tips in terms of jealousy within your friendship,
Hmm.
understanding jealousy within your friendship. I think the biggest tip is communication. Talk
Hmm.
about it. You know,
But what do you talk about? Like, hey, I figure you're jealous of me, like because that's like
well,
not a good way to approach
but
it.
not necessarily does it have to be the person that's being envied. It could be the person that is feeling the jealousy, like opening up and feeling comfortable enough to be like, I feel secure in this friendship even though I'm having these insecurities, and I want to talk about it. I want to express like
That's a good
what it is
way
that I
to.
am feeling, and like,
Huh.
you know, like I think it's worse to just stay quiet and keep on like
Hmm.
feeling into that like resentment and feeling like you almost start to develop like hatred towards the other person because of, you know, whatever it is that you're jealous of. Instead of like doing that, talk about it. Like you should, especially in a friendship, I feel like friendships, relationships, like you should almost feel, and if you don't, then I feel like maybe that's a conversation you need to have with each other, but you should almost just feel like comfortable enough to open up to each other, to let each other know. It doesn't always have to be you guys talking about all the good and all like the highs. Like you should be able to open up about like the lows and like what you might be feeling negatively, because you never know, maybe you need to open up to someone, or maybe you just need to be talking to someone so that
Therapy.
it can help you. Exactly.
Hmm.
um and then also it's like when you start doing that, it's almost given that that will lead to like success in a way in the friendship. Like you will be able to survive that friendship because you're being open and honest with each other. You know, there's not that resentment building, there's not that envy that's building. It's because like now you've opened up about it and you're talking about it, that maybe you guys can work it out. Or maybe you come to realization like, okay, maybe this friendship maybe isn't that great for me because it makes me feel worse about myself, or because this person is making, you know, is always envious
I feel
of
like some
me.
people cut me off for that
You
too.
never know.
Where like I guess
Sometimes
they're
that's
jealous and
probably
like
what needs to
I
happen.
realize like well I guess sometimes they have admit where they're like oh like you or I make them feel worse or like it's not like me being mean to them or anything.
Yeah. I mean, they can't change like who you are and like your circumstances. Like that could be the reason that they just need to like step away, because it's like that's not going to change, you know?
What about the case of like I don't expect people who are like jealous or envious to come forward to me tell me like oh yeah I feel like insecure about this that and third, but like I know they're jealous, like well like I said I haven't experienced that for years,
Hmm.
but like how do you approach that?
Well, you have to be genuine with each other. I think that's like the one thing in a friendship. You need to be genuine with each other. You're not shady with each other. You're not hiding things. Like you need to be
But some people are
real.
like that
Yeah,
though.
but like these are tips for how you can prevent the jealousy.
Okay, so like what
So
I'm
be
okay.
genuine, be real. I know that not everyone is
Hmm.
like that. Like obviously there's no way that everybody is going to be like
Hmm.
that. But in order to like not fall into the jealousy, not fall deeper into the toxic kind of jealousy in a friendship, be genuine with each other.
I think that's a great
You know,
advice.
like,
Like it reminded me of like a time too. Like
yeah,
someone's like, "Oh, I think you're jealous of me for that." I'm like, "Am I?" So I got to self reflect, and now our friendship is
self
still going
reflect,
strong.
you know?
Yeah.
I think also a really good thing to do in a friendship is you kind of like need to just celebrate each other.
Yeah.
You know, a small win for you might be somebody's big, you know, or somebody's big might be your small. So celebrate everything, you know, celebrate the little things, celebrate the big things, celebrate the things that for you are like insignificant, but to that person, it's everything. I think when you're on the same page of you um, sort of care and you sort of root for each other, I feel like that will help the friendship to form in a way that you won't be as jealous
I feel
of
like our
each other.
friendship is like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, where we celebrate each other, we
Yeah.
congratulate each other on big things and small things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, like, from what you were saying before, like, oh, maybe they don't talk about it, or you know, like, not everybody's gonna be like, oh, I'm jealous of this and that, or I'm insecure about this and that. Well, that's the thing. You have to communicate. You have to talk about your
Okay, from
insecurities.
what I'm hearing, like from you, is like you have to like talk about it like in the beginning, like nip it in the bud before like it grows into resentment, before it
Oh
grows
yeah,
into
for
something
sure.
else.
I mean, given you're not going to be maybe you won't like right when the friendship starts like, oh, hey, I'm insecure about this. Like eventually like you get comfortable with each other,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to communicate. I think like that's like the biggest thing in the world is like the lack of
Communication.
communication. And because there's
Mm-hmm.
no communication, you have so many things,
Problems. Yeah.
so many problems,
Yeah.
you
I think
know.
a lot of people don't know how to communicate properly, and
I think
therapy,
we need to go to school and have like
counseling,
a degree that's all about, there probably is
communication.
a degree about communication.
There is a communication
We
degree.
all have
Yeah.
to take at least one class. That should be
Public
mandated.
speaking, communication class,
But
therapy.
yeah. Yeah.
Talk about communication
Yeah.
therapy. Yeah.
And then like I guess my last tip with everything, keeping like with all the things I've said, talking about it, you know, talking about your insecurities, um, being genuine with each other. I think the biggest thing I can say is be mindful of the energy that you bring.
Mm.
Um, I think sometimes we might be just like low on energy, you know, we're just tired or whatever. And because of that, then we're a little bit snappy, or we have like the passive aggressive comments, or we kind of fall
For us, it's like
into,
when we're about to get our periods.
yeah, or you kind of like fall into like the little like signs of jealousy, but
Uh-huh.
not I think that is contributed a lot to the energy, you know, like be mindful of what you're bringing.
I like that.
I hope
Well,
that
you have to
helps.
reflect a lot to
Yeah.
be aware, to be self aware like
Yeah.
that. So there's that, and
You got to grow. I think
yeah,
just as a human being, it's like inevitable you're going to be growing.
changing,
So you
growing.
just have to keep growing. And I feel like if you are the person that you're experiencing jealousy, and maybe you've talked about it or whatever, and you're still experiencing it, maybe it's just like best to just get yourself out of that situation, which sucks because I know like not everybody agrees on like, I'm very cold turkey. Like if the friendship doesn't work for me, I'm done with it.
You just cut them
Like
out.
I'm just, that's just me. Like friendship breakups, like it's a thing and it should be a thing.
I need to see your chart, your astrological chart.
I have no idea.
I have a feeling you have some Aries and Aquarius in there.
I have no idea. I don't know. We can
I'll
look at
read your
that
chart.
afterwards.
Maybe we can like do an episode on like chart reading,
I'll be so
astrocartography,
confused.
tarot,
But
and
I'm
all
sure you
that.
can explain it to me because like I'll
Yeah.
be very confused. But yeah, that's like, those are my tips in terms of jealousy. Um, I think understanding jealousy in a friendship can be tough,
Mm.
especially because this is like, it's a friendship. It's like you two of you were strangers and you came together,
You choose that
you know,
relationship. Yeah, both of you
and
guys.
you experience a lot of things together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you share a lot of things together. There's things that maybe even your parents don't know, or even like your siblings don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tough when there's that like green monster in there, like the jealousy is in there, but there are things that you can do to kind of, I don't want to say prevent necessarily, but like to kind of like steer away from the jealousy. And then it's also like you have to like understand where it's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're all human and we're all built very differently. Some of us are very much secure in the person that we are, and some of us are not. Some of us are more, low self-esteem, have a lot of insecurities. Some of us are more anxious. Some of us get stressed a lot easily. Some of us maybe don't really know how to like process our emotions. Some of us are very emotionally immature. Like, there's a lot of things and like circumstances in a person's life. So understanding where it's coming from, I think, is helpful. um if you are the person being envied, you have a decision to make to, like, cut them off or try to like talk it out a bit. I think people fear confrontation, you know
She's looking straight at
I'm
me.
because I am not a confrontational kind of person. So like, and I know like
I
you've
used to
you've talked
be.
about it before, like you've talked about
Yeah.
confrontation stuff. Like, that's just not me.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been in a situation where there needs to be confrontation. I feel like you are like a master of like dealing with that, just because of like
Yeah.
the way you are, like your personality. Like, I
I
feel
kind
like
of had
you
to.
can
I
handle
had
it.
been like in situations where
Yeah.
I had to deal with like high stakes confrontation,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to like think quick on my feet,
Yeah.
diffuse whatever I had to diffuse. So yeah.
So I feel like sometimes you might have to have confrontation. It doesn't necessarily
Mm-hmm.
have to be like an aggressive, like negative thing. Like, confrontation can be like super chill, like peaceful, like calm. But it's, again, communicate with each other.
Mm-hmm. And I know it's like an uncomfortable conversation to have.
Mm-hmm.
So, but just think about like in the long term, what do you want? Because like if you just like if you let it fester, it's just gonna get worse,
Yeah.
and you don't want that. Just like in the long term, do you want to like maintain that friendship? Do you want to cut them off? So if it's a decision, whatever decision you make, you have to confront it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
If that friendship causes you more like pain and more like chaos and more insecurity and more like discomfort, is it really worth it?
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
both ways. Like, if you're the person that's experiencing jealousy, and if you're the person that's
Mm-hmm.
being envied, like
Think about the
in
long
both
term.
scenarios, like, think about it.
Yeah, think about the short term and long term. Long term, is that person gonna affect my mental state? Whether you're the one jealous or they're the one jealous of you. Long
Mm-hmm.
term, is that person gonna affect my emotional state? Long term, is that person
Physical,
affecting my physical, my
spiritual,
yeah, physical jealousy?
psychological.
Yeah, jealousy can like put you into physical
Psychological
harm.
can really affect you in all aspects.
Yeah, long term, yeah, it's really
Psychologically,
bad.
mentally,
Mhm.
physically, emotionally, spiritually.
Think about your safety. Put you first. Put yourself first.
Boundaries.
Boundaries. It's for you, your
Boundaries.
protection, your self
Yeah.
protection. And another advice you mentioned earlier, and it hit me. I'm like, yeah, I've practiced that too. When it comes to dealing with jealousy, when it's you the one experiencing jealousy or
Mm-hmm.
envy, let's say something someone has and you can never have, like I think about gratefulness. I think
Yeah.
about like what I have.
Gratitude. Yeah.
Yeah, gratitude. I think about what I have, like what works for me. Yeah, like yeah, she might have this, that, and third, but I have my own things too. I have my own talents, my own gifts, my own,
Yeah.
blessings as well. So like I don't have to compare me to her. Like it's like comparing apples to oranges. So think of it like that. Like you're an apple, she's an orange, or she's a strawberry, or you're an avocado. We're all amazing. We're all different, and
Yeah.
it's great.
And it's easy to fall into jealousy. But
Mm-hmm.
as long as it's the kind of
It's
jealousy
human.
that makes you want to grow,
Mm-hmm.
if it's that type of jealousy, by all means, like, sit with that,
Yeah.
because that will motivate you to be better, to do better. But if it's the jealousy that is, causing you to destroy another human being, I don't think you
Just self reflect.
want to sit with that.
Yeah. Just self
But
reflect.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's all we have when it comes to jealousy and friendships.
hopefully it helped you understand a
Mm-hmm.
bit more jealousy in friendships. Um, it's a lot, you know,
Yeah.
but I think it's definitely something that many people can relate to, or maybe just like this kind of makes you aware of like what to look for.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let us know what are the signs that you saw. Let us
Continue
know
the
if you were the
conversation.
person that was jealous, like
Mm-hmm.
what you were feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, keep the conversation going.
Mm-hmm.
Comment any
Let us
tips.
know like what you think about what we shared with you guys today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you want to share any tips or if you want to share any stories, let us comment, please.
And comment on all our platforms.
Yeah, we want to talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, and
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to give us
5 star.
5-star review, like, subscribe if you want to see more of us.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. And without further ado, we'll see you guys next time. Love you guys. Bye.